16 huge Hollyoaks spoilers for next week. Hey there, Hollyoaks enthusiasts! Welcome back to our channel, where we spill all the juicy details on your favorite soap opera. Next week is shaping up to be a whirlwind of drama, with some familiar faces returning, shocking revelations, and intense showdowns. So, grab your snacks, settle in, and let's dive into the tantalizing spoilers for May 13th to May 17th. Next week on Hollyoaks, brace yourselves for the return of a fan-favorite character, Carter, whose unexpected reappearance sends shockwaves through the village. But that's not all. Prepare for heartache as Frankie finds herself in a devastating situation involving baby Morgan, leading to a mistake that could change everything. And tensions escalate as Zane and Donnie go head-to-head in a fierce showdown that threatens to tear relationships apart. With 16 explosive spoilers in store, it's going to be a week filled with twists and turns you won't want to miss. 1. JJ continues to manipulate Frankie. JJ, concerned for Frankie's well-being, tries to dissuade her from attending her counseling session, believing that she can handle her issues on her own. However, Darren stumbles upon some of Frankie's artwork that hints at a deeper level of unhappiness within her. This discovery prompts Darren to encourage Frankie to attend her counseling session, hoping that it will provide her with the support and guidance she needs to address her inner turmoil. At the counseling session, Frankie, Darren, and the counselor delve into the root of Frankie's night terrors and examine the meaning behind her artwork. Through open and honest discussion, they uncover the underlying emotions and experiences that Frankie has been struggling with. With the guidance of the counselor, Frankie is encouraged to continue attending regular counseling meetings, providing her with a safe space to explore her feelings and work towards healing and growth. 2. Mercedes gets a proposition. Mercedes turns back to Warren, and feeling lost, she propositions him for comfort. When Warren admits him and Prince got into a fight over the dodgy pills, he and Mercedes get into a bitter spat in the market, prompting Freddie to intervene with a plan. At the prison, Grace receives a surprise visitor along with Freddie. It's Mercedes. Mercedes laughs off Grace and Freddie's escape plan that they need her help for, but she's all in when they reveal what they will do in return.
3. Zion plans revenge. Zane prepares to leave the hospital. He confides in Misbah about a memory he's regained from before his stroke, hinting at potential revelations to come. However, just as things seem to be settling down for the Maliks, Zane drops a bombshell on Tom, revealing that he's aware of Misbah's kiss with Donnie. Despite the betrayal, Zane surprises everyone by declaring his intention to rise above the drama and take the high road, vowing to confront Donnie with dignity and strive to be the better man in the face of adversity. The news of Zane's newfound resolve sends shockwaves through the Malik family as they grapple with the implications of his decision to confront Donnie. With tensions running high and relationships hanging in the balance, viewers are left on the edge of their seats, eagerly anticipating the unfolding drama and the impact it will have on the Malik's dynamic. As the storyline unfolds, one thing becomes clear. There's no shortage of twists and turns in store for the residents of Hollyoaks. 4. Cindy and Dave clash. Despite Cindy's attempts at tough love, tensions between her and Dave continue to escalate as they find themselves locked in a cycle of arguments. Undeterred, Cindy takes a different approach and urges Dave to embark on a search for Lizzie's daughter, hoping it will provide closure and healing for both of them. However, Dave is hesitant and expresses reluctance towards the idea, indicating that he's not fully on board with Cindy's suggestion. As their disagreement persists, viewers are left wondering whether Cindy's encouragement will ultimately lead to resolution or further strain on their relationship. 5. Freddie and Mercedes hatch a new scheme. Ethan maintains a vigilant watch over Mercedes. The rest of the McQueens share his concerns for her well-being, adding to the growing tension surrounding Mercedes' situation. Despite their worries, Mercedes remains determined as she, Grace, and Freddie huddle together to strategize their next move in their plan to retrieve Fraser's money from Warren. With tensions running high and stakes even higher, the trio must navigate through a web of secrets and deceit to achieve their goal, all while being mindful of the dangers lurking around every corner. As Mercedes, Grace, and Freddie delve deeper into their scheme to reclaim Fraser's money from Warren, Viewers are drawn into the high-stakes drama unfolding within the McQueen clan. With alliances formed and plans set in motion, the trio faces a formidable opponent in Warren, adding an extra layer of suspense to their already risky endeavor. As they navigate through the twists and turns of their plan, viewers are left on the edge of their seats, eagerly anticipating the outcome of their daring scheme and the impact it will have on the McQueen's future. 6. Frankie makes a devastating mistake. Nancy warns JJ that Frankie needs boundaries and that he needs to stay out of her room while she is having night terrors. When Frankie spends time with her friends, JJ bursts in, and angry about his football injury, he lashes out in front of everyone. Nancy tries to reason with him and gives him a pep talk. She also supports Frankie by insisting she will stay in her room overnight, as long as a poorly Morgan sleeps through. Desperate for Morgan to go to sleep, Frankie gives the baby medicine. Darren is horrified when he comes home to find Morgan has been sick and he can't wake her. 7. Tom gets a warning from Misbah. Misbah warns Tom to let Zane recover and not cause trouble. Zane says he asked Donnie to move in order to win her around. Tom calls out the charade of his. 8. Marie struggles with Arlo. Arlo tells Marie about his nightmares and makes a demand. After making Marie feel guilty, Arlo takes money from her purse. Marie later catches Arlo on the hunt for more cash and makes him hand it back. She's on to him. 9. Frankie fears for Morgan. Frankie tells JJ that she gave Morgan antihistamine medication so that Nancy would stay in her room. At the hospital, Misbah says Morgan will be fine, but has had an overdose. Guilty, Frankie tells JJ that she is scared that Morgan will die. He says he will lie that she was in her room all night, but there will be consequences. 10. Marie makes a gesture. Leela shows off her pram to Joel, inspiring Marie to want to be there for them. Joel is excited for being a dad and proudly shares off their baby items, but fails to impress Marie. After a difficult situation with Arlo, Marie makes a handmade present for Joel and Leela, a painting of the Tree of Dexter. Unfortunately, this falls flat as Marie wrongly assumes they will be getting married. 11. Joel proposes to Leela. After the earlier mix-up with Marie, Joel takes everyone by surprise when he unexpectedly gets down on one knee and proposes to Leela. The sudden proposal leaves Leela torn between her feelings and the unexpectedness of the situation, leaving viewers eagerly awaiting her response. As the tension mounts and emotions run high, the question remains, will Leela say yes to Joel's impromptu proposal, or will she need more time to process her thoughts before making such a life-changing decision? 12. Bo and John Paul make a worrying discovery. Sally rehearses her speech for the head teacher job, which John Paul is also applying for. Sally tells John Paul she is desperate to get back to teaching, but would love him to get the job as well. Bo and John Paul are later called out to check an incident at the school. They realize there has been a break-in, but when they find repent scrawled on a whiteboard, they suspect it's linked to conversion therapy. 13. Donnie and Zane continue to clash. Donnie and Zane continue to clash living under the same roof. As Misbah nurses Zane, Vicky is disappointed in Donnie as she likes the family dynamic in their house. Zayn continues to push his recovery and tells Misbah that he is determined to get them back on track.
14. Carter is back. It's the day of the interviews for Hollyoaks' new head teacher, with Nancy, John Paul, and Sally all candidates. John Paul prepares for his job interview before revealing that Carter is back. With Carter on his mind, John Paul is unsettled and doesn't seem in a good place for his interview. At school, a bloodied Gareth turns up and confirms to John Paul that Carter is to blame. He got bail and is planning something. Gareth fake calls an already worried Sally, claiming her son is in rehab and has relapsed. In reality, John Paul is tied up in the back of a van and is delivered to Carter. 15. Frankie finds herself in trouble. Frankie has a dance recital but tells JJ she won't perform if he is there. At the market, Donnie catches Frankie stealing cash from the float. Mercedes and Maxine talk Donnie into letting her off, but he bans her from the market. As Nancy worries about Oscar medicating Morgan, Frankie feels guilty, knowing she was actually to blame. When she rips her ballet shoe and asks Nancy for money, a stressed Nancy gives her a lecture on resilience, which Charlie overhears. 16. Dylan supports Lucas. Lucas reluctantly agrees to sit his exams. He battles with nerves and apprehension, haunted by the recent turmoil surrounding Carter's actions. The weight of returning to school after such a tumultuous event hangs heavily on his shoulders, adding to the already stressful exam environment. Meanwhile, Sally steps up to the plate, delivering an impassioned speech to uplift and motivate the students in the wake of Carter's departure. However, Freya finds herself struggling with the lingering stigma of being associated with Carter's beliefs, facing judgment and scrutiny from her peers. As tensions simmer and emotions run high, Lucas begins his exam paper, only to be confronted by triggering questions about religion, further exacerbating his anxiety and uncertainty. In the midst of Lucas's turmoil, Dylan steps in, attempting to provide support and guidance to his friend during this challenging time. Recognizing Lucas's struggles, Dylan offers a listening ear and words of encouragement, determined to help him navigate through the difficult exam period. As Lucas grapples with his inner turmoil and battles against the triggering questions on his exam paper, viewers are left on the edge of their seats, wondering whether he will find the strength to persevere through the challenges, or if his anxiety will get the better of him. And there you have it, folks, 16 massive spoilers for next week's episodes of Hollyoaks. From unexpected returns to shocking revelations and intense confrontations. It's going to be a week filled with drama you won't want to miss, so mark your calendars, set your reminders, and get ready for a roller coaster ride of emotions as we dive into the latest twists and turns in the lives of our favorite characters. Stay tuned for more updates, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay in the loop with all things Hollyoaks. Until next time, happy watching.